I mean, some people have to bribe people to get that, okay? You don't really have to go and drive and do the test and all that, okay? Then you anyway, you got all the papers. Then somebody in a local government may feel like, how do I reward Kamilu and his boys to take money from you for having a car? Okay. For the road maintenance, tickets, you will need to pay 500 naira. You see, that 500 naira, normally you will think, okay, I'm paying 500 naira to the government. No, you are not. It's just called job for the boys. Okay? 500 naira, that's not much now. I'll pay it. I'll take the document. That 500 naira will now go into the hand of a demand they gave the contract to. The contract is any money he makes from that money, from collecting 500 naira from you, he will take 60% or 70%. Then he will pay 30% to the account of the Oga that gave the contract, mostly the state chairman, the local government chairman or the governor. I use that as an example. Oh. So in the local government, they have different tickets from the local government. Okay? I mean, I am from Ijebu. I can tell you that for free. It's different from Lagos. So they are about to use the template of Lagos for you now. So in Ogun State, for example, they have a body that is taking money for advertisements, outdoor mobile advertisements. So if you have a car and you write the name of your business on that car, okay, you will need to take a permit for that. Okay. Now that outdoor this agency, you will think it's government agency. No, it's not. Job for the boys. Every money realized from you having to pay for that sticker goes into different hands. Once they get them, they share them. So then they will say, oh, you need to have a waste bin in your car. Have you encountered that? They will arrest you because you don't have a bin basket. You don't have a waste basket in your car. Job for the boys. To you, they will say it's a revenue. They are trying to raise revenue for government. The reason why you don't see any revenue is what I'm breaking down for you now. So you need basket in your car. If they stop you and you don't have a basket in your car, you pay a fine. You need to have fire extinguisher in your car. If they stop you and you don't have a fire extinguisher in your car, they will find you. You will have to bribe them. On and on and on, like things like that will actually take from you. But whatever they take from you is not going to the cover of government. Okay? Even if they tell you to go and pay it to the bank, fuck that. So in Lagos, no matter all this local government tax, this one tax, anybody can stop you and take money from you. It's a tax. They don't go to government. Okay? So they are bringing a tax of 7.5%. So if you go to the market and buy vegetable, Mama LF4, the vegetable woman, or anything where you want to go buy, she will remit 7.5% of that value of that thing to federal government of Nigeria. So don't be surprised. The first daughter of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Folashade Tinubu, she has told you there is going to be office of the first daughter and the Yaloja General of Nigeria. Remember, late Alaja Abibatu Mogaji, Tinubu's, adopted mother. She became the Yaloja General of Lagos when Tinubu became governor of Lagos. And since then, there is a Yaloja fee that you must pay before you can say, oh, in Lagos, any Lagos market, they have a Yaloja fee that they have a name for. That money is specifically for Folashade Tinubu in Lagos for years now. at least for the past 18 or 17 years, if I'm not being generous. So what she's doing now is that they have introduced that, because that's the only way Tinubu believe that he can get money. They need a lot of money. They spend a lot of money for this election, right? They need a lot of money. And everybody is opening shop on you right now, okay? But you know better with time. The end user will be those who have to pay this anyway, you know. So, which means your vegetable that is already, you know what I mean, expect the 7.5% on that. So it will go straight to Folashade, but they won't say that. It's VAT, okay? And that VAT from market traders of Nigeria, okay, is meant to be taken, to be collected by the federal government of Nigeria, Abi. Exactly. It's the same way if you are living in Lagos and you will think, who is going to take this my tax? Remitter. Remitter. Sorry. What is that machine that takes your tax in Lagos? I know it's Alpha Beta Company, but that app that takes your tax, if you are filing your tax in Lagos, Remitter. Remitter is going to be taking taxes for federal government of Nigeria in a matter of time. Just give it time. It's going to be gradual, okay? Now, what that means is that the money will be collected, but the money is not for the use of you get. This is a special tax from the market traders, and it is for this purpose. All they have to do is to say, this tax is for this purpose. Folashade is in charge. Don't rush, you're going to get that. So yeah, you will need to go to the market and explain to your mom and dad of what this 7.5% simply mean. And they are going to roll that out on how they will pay them. It is still very much the renewed shege. So I'm going to take a break. I'll go drink something because I don't talk since. But while I do that, listen to how the Agbadomites, the Batidiots, those who are telling you to be patient, give him time. Just take a listen at how they actually see this. Would you mind?
During the what's it called, the COVID-19 era, palliative was shared across
Senator, I get what you're saying. The problem is that you're saying we should be patient with the God. People are dying. People are suffering. People are in pain.
People are not dying. Even before the subsidy removal, it's not as if the ones who want to die or the ones who will die were not dying. So let's be realistic. No one has been recorded to die of hunger.
Senator, I think you are very, very unfair to Nigeria. You are very heartless.
I'm not unfair. I'm just being realistic. You are saying people are dying, and I'm asking, is it that they started recording people who have died of hunger? Is that what you are saying?
It doesn't have to be of hunger. People can die for so
No. Ayo. There are people who are dying of hunger, Senator. And I'm not saying it to what's it called? I am literally telling you that there are people who stay in their house and die of hunger. And I have met some of these people indirectly. So there are some realities in Nigeria when you live in Lagos and Abuja and Port Harcourt, big cities, that you do not know. That there are people on ground. You see, and I think I've said it before, that I used to think that when they say people are sharing rice, they're sharing bag of rice and everything, cups of rice. There are people who are using candles to cook food because they cannot afford kerosene and some other. There's this uwatupa or something. People are dying in the grassroots. Forget this facade of Lagos, big cities and everything. The trickle effect of some of these things are hitting home hard. Young boys cannot send money home again. No, but I'm just trying to tell you that
don't worry. Let me speak now. It's my time. Don't worry.
Go ahead.
You know, as I stated earlier, I said that different meetings to negotiate how to cushion the effect was done directly by the president. And I don't know why we always want to take away the local government away from the government itself. The president had meetings with traditional chiefs, traditional rulers, local government heads, different bodies. These are the people who directly have impact on the people on the street. So if
Okay. Outcome, please. Outcome, please.
what do you say?
He is asking you what was the outcome of the meeting and what are they planning to do so that we should know what their meeting was all about.
Yeah. So it's just all about how best the palliatives and everything is going to be shared, or the kind of things that these people are going to be needing. And I don't know how you are doing it in your own places, but I think in Lagos State, for example, there are different ways at which the state government, even local government, including local council development areas, are cushioning the effect of this subsidy removal. And it's something we are seeing. This is one of the reasons why the president had to do so many meetings with different traditional rulers and people who have major impact on the street itself. And before you know it, things are actually going on. But just because you are in UK or you are in the cold side of Norway, you are not seeing things. People can come online and say different things away from what is happening in their own states. For example, the state of Osun now, we don't know what they are doing. But in other places, palliatives are actually being shared. But because you are online, you are not seeing it on the streets. You don't need it. Where they are actually sharing it,
Sorry,
you
what
will not even
palliative
go
are being
there.
shared on the streets in Lagos State?
People are collecting things. People are going to notable people's houses that are on their streets or within their own
That's not
community.
palliative,
Things
that's
are being shared
self-help.
to them.
People are just helping each other.
What do you
It's
say?
just the
I'm telling you the reality on ground.
reality on ground
I'm
is
telling
not,
you the
those are not
reality on
palliative,
ground.
those are just neighbors helping their neighbors. It's just people being nice. There's nothing special about it. It's not the government coming in, it's not the government
Oh
injecting
wow,
some money.
people are receiving help, but because it's not from the government directly, it's nothing much. It doesn't have. So when they collect that help, they will go and throw it in the dustbin. They won't eat it. Is that what you're saying? It's not as if more green you have an issue or anything. Where they are sharing rice is happening right now in different places. But you and I
Please
are
give me
okay with that
location and
because you
that
don't need
Jagbadi. Let
it.
me go and collect my own. Hunger in my house.
You will need your carry your PVC. Go there now with your student ID card. They go give you.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
yeah, man.
only give students.
And now,
So
but
Now listen to so far.
I'm a
mm,
student. I'm a student. Tell me the location, please. Let me
if
go
you
there
even
now in
if you even
Lagos. I'll
carry
go there.
your if you even carry your international passport sef for proper validation, so they go give you. I don't know why you people are
Okay.
crying about something you don't need. The people who actually need it. They are collecting it. Ordinary local council development areas, the chairman there is also distributing different things. The state government gave something small. They attach it to the salaries of all civil servants in Lagos State. These are means to cushion the effect of these things. And naturally, the Lagos State government used to add something to the salary of civil servants during the time of festive period. But to further cushion the effect of this thing that we are into together, they added something else again. These are means now. People who are working in local governments, they are also collecting something different
please, what
away
is the
from what
something
they've been
they
collecting
added? You
before.
keep saying something. You are not mentioning anything.
But he said that people are not dying in hunger. If I have a time, I will tell you a story of one man that went to buy something and his money is not complete. He just sit down to rest. That is the only way that man lost his life. Are you trying to tell me that it's not hunger that killed him? Senator, I want to ask you a question. Be honest with us, please. I want to ask you. What is the fate of average Nigeria that not have a job in Nigeria now? Please, can you tell me?
Okay. I think the fate of average Nigerians is that they should people who don't have job. If you actually don't have a job in Nigeria, all you have to do you just look out for or scout for where they are sharing palliatives now to help your life. Because if you don't have a job anywhere in the whole world, you will suffer. The truth is bitter. But I won't be emotionally sympathetic to someone who does not have a job and cannot line up to collect palliative where they are sharing it. But you want Tinubu to come and hand you cash because you don't have a job, but you are a special Nigerian. You see, this is
Where
the
are they
problem.
sharing the palliative now? Give us address.
That's the issue with you, Dorothy. They are sharing it in your neighborhood. But because you are a
Where in my
citizen, you will
neighborhood?
never
Where?
know they
Where
are
in my
sharing it.
neighborhood?
The information is not for you. I don't know why you think the circle of your friends will come and give you that information that Dorothy they are sharing palliatives. Me, I am telling you, me, Beske, I am telling you 100%. All of you that you are on this space, anywhere you are in Nigeria, they are sharing something there. But because it is not the right information for you, you will never get it. So why are you now bothered and asking me where they are sharing palliatives and that? Now, let me tell you.
Well, you don't have to tell us anything. I told you, I said, have you ever heard where Lagos Abobakus are trying to defend this Tinubu? Like, have you heard them before? That's why I played you the audio. These guys are spending hours on social media, especially on Twitter, doing space, telling themselves imaginary support a palliative from Tinubu. He couldn't list anywhere this was happening. Not anywhere, because it's not happening. A kind of likened begging to palliative payment for subsidy removal. When you go to important people's houses, you go and beg them for food, okay, for money, and all of that. And he called that the efforts. What he's saying is just the same Alimajiri system that we Yorubas used to hear about from northern Nigeria, the Ranka Dede kind of a thing, right? They said the people there always follow their leaders, majority of them, no question, no nothing, even when these leaders are running roughshod over them. You see, that's why I call them the vuvuzelas, hungry boys. On social media, there are many. A lot of them have a lot of followers, so because the people like that, what they are positioning themselves for is that when they put much effort like that, tell their lies repeatedly, they are suffering too. These are a bunch of poor boys, oh, very, very kind of, you know what I mean? You know, the rung of the ladder. I mean, what do you call them? People who actually have to like dress like they are old people because they are part of politics. They call them the political Oshins, you know, cretins. They will go and sew nakara and wear cap because they want to look like all those people. They are waiting for their turn, all right? When they work very hard like that, lie very much like that, they ended up being personal assistants to this one, special advisor to that one. They will be paid, you know, give them cars, you know, pay them some peanuts to continue to tell the people that government is trying, government is working hard. When you see some of them later, you will feel so sorry that, in fact, you will feel ashamed that you have engaged some of them on social media talking about Nigeria. Bunch of hungry boys and girls everywhere. Their job is to tell you the government is trying. If you say where, they will say it's because you don't like them. It's because you are enemy. That's why you don't. Even if they tell you, you won't believe it. Hello, it is a government. It is not a court. Because you are not a APC member. That's why you go. You imagine people telling you that government is sharing palliative. Government sharing palliative. And they will tell you to go and collect your own from Peter Obi. Go and collect your own from Atiku. This one is from the government, that our government. Is that not, you know? So they tell themselves that lies repeatedly and all of that. If you think that one is annoying, Abi, sure, you haven't heard anything. Listen to this one, oh. This one is saying, wait till concern poor man with petrol. What's the business of poor man with petrol? Subsidies, all of you are just trying to make... It's also Lagos Abobaku. Very, very unfortunate people.
That no country in the world that I know of that is feeding their now it has been proven. I have been vindicated because everybody now is running hectare scattered. They will very soon remove the subsidy on electricity if it has not been removed. We have to pay the actual price. That of fuel has been removed. I hope that one for university education should also be removed. Primary, secondary should be free. University, pay the price. So that when you come online to be telling people that, oh, Nigeria has not done anything for you, then we take you serious. The subsidy on exchange rate also removed. So that when you're going to buy your naira, you're buying it the exact price, the actual price. Let them remove the whole subsidy. Let them stop feeding the masses illegally. Yes, you had me right. Illegal feeding of the masses. You want to feed the masses that are always that the Senate claims that we always want to put does it. Let's do it the right way. Let us do it the right way. If you are hungry, you go to the federal government and stay on the line. Whereas when I'm passing, I will see you as a hungry man begging federal government to give you food. And when they give you food, everybody will know that you are a beggar. So now if you want to get incentive from federal government, you will go to federal government and beg. So that when I'm passing by, I will see you as a beggar. And when you get something, then you know that federal government have done something for you. This is how it's done in the Senate clubs. We see people go to Caritas with their plates to go and collect food from the food bank or from the Caritas or from whichever way or from the Red Cross. But when I'm passing by, I see them on the road, then I know that these guys are poor. Yes, I love it that that feeding bottle mentality is about to go or has gone. Not about to go, it's gone. Yes, it's gone. And it is like that everywhere. And I love it. So now I think it is time to look back and appreciate Nigeria for what Nigeria has done for all of us throughout the years that we have been enjoying without even saying thank you to the Nigeria.
Doggy, do you consider the poor? How will I put it now? Is it the poor now? The poor, yes. Do you consider
The poor
them?
has no business with subsidy. I've said it many times.
Is
Anything that makes you
it
need
only
fuel, you're no more
subsidy?
poor.
Is it only
Anything that
subsidy?
makes you need fuel, you're no more poor. You're not poor. What are you doing with fuel? If you want to cook, go and get firewood. My father has no business with fuel unless you want to drive, and it is the car that I bought for him, and I will be the one to pay. If not, he has no business
Have you called
with
people on the
fuel.
street in last
I want
few
to know
days?
the business a poor man has with fuel. Tell me. I want to know.
We are not discussing only fuel. We are discussing about policies on Tinubu
Yeah,
now.
about
What he
what?
achieved. The
Yeah. About
hardship.
what now?
The hardship is so
Let the
hard on
poor
Nigeria.
breathe. Stop hiding under the poor. The poor cannot breathe. Whereas you're the one that is not breathing. If my father does not need fuel, my mother does not need fuel. If you need fuel, you're a rich man. What are you saying? If you want to go and buy fuel, go and buy fuel. Go and buy fuel or walk with your leg. When I was in Nigeria, I was walking with my leg.
But
What
some
are you
people
saying?
are saying that someone who is
Let
using
them say
cooking gas.
now. No, it is you that is
Oh,
saying. It is you who
hold
have
on
a
now.
car.
Hold on.
You
Let me
who
make
have
the
a car is
analogy of
saying.
what you
Stop
are
talking
saying.
and stop crying for those who don't have cars.
Let me make an analogy with what you are saying now. If you say that it's not
Have
the
you
poor
ever?
that need fuel.
Have you? Okay, well,
Oh,
Maz,
hold on
hold on,
now.
Maz, hold on. Maz,
No,
my
let me
father
ask you
has
the
not
question,
been
then we
crying
ask
that he
you.
cannot tank his car because he has no car.
Okay. Then if you're saying that the poor do not need fuel, what is going on now?
Maz, the people that are crying. If you check the internet now, if you check Twitter, Whitebird has been crying that he cannot tank his car. Mo Green has been crying that he cannot tank his car. AGN have been crying that he cannot tank his car anymore. Hawa have been crying she cannot tank her car anymore. Aisha, she cannot tank her car anymore. These are the people who get car. You know they see people who no get car, they complain, say they no fit tank their car anymore. They don't get
No, but the
business with
food
the car.
prices go
Shut
up
up,
because
oh.
of that.
Shut
Commodities
up,
go up
shut
for lack
up,
of
oh.
transportation
Shut up,
costs.
oh.
You moron.
Oh, God, shut
You
up,
a
oh.
fucking
Shut
moron.
up.
Yeram, he is speaking from abroad, from his comfort zone. He is feeling cool with himself. Anyway, I mean, ridiculous, yeah? Somebody said insensitive. Welcome to the party. And these are the characters, all right, that would probably tell you and I later that Onyibo ate us. That's what is going to take me to France now. I'm trying to work my time so that we'll take calls, possibly, right? A lot of us have been seeing what is going on in France, alarmed. I mean, if you have been following France, protest in the past, you will know that it is synonymous with all this kind of violent protests and all that. But there's something different this time around. Okay, let me tell you the story. A young boy, a young Algerian immigrant boy, was killed by the French police. According to them, they said he was running away from them, and then because he belongs to a gang or whatever. So they shot and killed him. That sparked serious protest that has lasted for days now, more than a week. Of course, we haven't seen people killed other than somebody they said got injured after that, too. That sort of lost his life. But the bigger picture is this. Immigrants is what we are hearing. Immigrants this, immigrant that. There are those who are so angry. Now, to make it easier for some of us who don't know much about this French politics and all of that, okay? I'll tell you something. You see, some of us who come from Nigeria and ended up in the UK as the former colonial master. You see that kind of connection. You speak English, you come to the UK, they colonized your country, and that's, that mass immigration and all that happens so much, or expectedly. That's exactly what it is for so many French-speaking African countries, including Algeria. Of course, there are other West African countries, West African countries precisely, North African countries that were colonized by this French. Among them, talking about those from the northern part of Africa, the Algerians. So France is to Algerians what London is to Nigerians, something like that. And Algerians are mostly Muslims. Historically, France colonized Algeria. When it was time for Algeria to get independence, the French colonists, they resisted. And the protests and everything that followed, including civil war, saw French army slaughtered over 500,000 Algerians, poisoned their farms. You know what I mean? Did everything. They bombed and destroyed their government institutions and all that. It was like, we'll go, but we destroy everything here. So now, let's now fast forward to when everybody's got their independence. And generally, we believe that the colonists, from wherever they came from, they never handed off Africa. So in what we have now known as a neo-colonist, as Africa continued to suffer and struggle, okay? Put it this way. When France finally left some of the African colonized countries, not like Britain, okay? They decided to give them money, their own money. And if you can't spend their money, right, the resources from these places, 60% of them, right, is taken to France. And it is considered as a deposit. It's like guarantor, like French-speaking African countries. They pay tax to France as their former colonial master, even to this 2023. No joke. Like nationally, this country will package money or resources they will give to France every year. That's their tax. You don't believe that, right? Anyway, as Africa continued to suffer this exploration and exploitation, the collaboration of these local and international thieves, the West, as you call them, many Africans were voyaging back to their former colonial masters, Nigerians, West Africans, South Africans, East Africa. Everybody's like finding a way to just go somewhere. So immigration crisis in Europe. Now, somebody said that Europe has enjoyed over 80 years of relative peace and prosperity. And since what happened in the last decade alone, this last 10 years, to the world, the Europe that we are now is not going to be the same anymore. Why? It seems that the greed and the whatever of supposedly leader or leadership from these two continents, right, without putting their people at the center of it, okay, just based on the whatever they can take and take and take from there. So what then happened is that more Africans have left Africa, not like the number of those who are still in Africa, but a lot of Africans have left Africa. And somehow, these greedy colonists, they did not tell the whole truth of the prosperity that their people have enjoyed for decades. They didn't tell them that this was like a robbing Peter to pay Paul. There will be consequences. Immigration is going to be one of them. I mean, the greed of the West. You see, I'm kind of blaming the West for UNAB. No, I won't blame them for long, because they are like collaboration of them in Africa and them here too, right? So the greed of the West, as you put it, is not limited to the natural resources, including human resources. They need labor, they need expertise, they need skills, they need this. So they go to Africa and take almost the best they can get from Africa. They give them visa, the screening process to determine what is this person going to be useful for in our country. So immigration. So over time, the campaign against mass immigration has also encouraged far-right politicians in this part of the world. UK, Germany, all these places, by the way, Europe entirely, I should be giving you name, including France. There are now group of new far-right politicians who are developing their own political agenda along immigration war. I mean, it is like I said, they did not tell their people this whole story of the prosperity that they brought back home here, including the relative peace that they have enjoyed for so long. They didn't tell them the whole story. So when the immigration became a thing of the modern kind of, come to our country, we'll give you a better life, but you're going to have to work this way, work that way, and all of that. Cultural and traditional, there's something they call it too, cultural and traditional mix or something like that were not clearly possibly discussed. So in France, you have more people from the Islamic countries, supposedly Islamic countries, colonized either partially or wholly by France. Then on the other hand, you have other West African countries that have their own grouses with France and the rulers of France. So when you have countries like Mali, for example, right? And then you see what has happened in Mali, in Chad, in these places, with the French government, right, supplying arms and ammunitions to different rebel groups in this kind of African axis, creating havoc. People know stories, they know their history, they know what chased them out of their lands. So they have something that is burning in their hearts, the old wound that is actually not going to heal, because the perpetrator is still not giving up. So when this happened in France and the riot has now escalated to a mixed match of God knows what is really. Like, okay, it was like it's been prepared. Now, what that message is now to so many, may I tell you, like I said, far-right political ideologies that are now saying Europe for Europeans, UK for UKans. You are already experiencing that in America already. It is spreading where people are beginning to feel threatened. And you know that when Oyibo feel threatened, they can become irrational. Have you ever seen when Oyibo are threatened with they love feeling superior? Do you get that? When you challenge that and you feel like their superiority is not over you, they feel threatened. And when they feel threatened, they act irrationally. And acting irrationally, if you don't believe what I mean, check Brexit in the UK. People will be say they don't want anybody in the UK. According to them, they can no longer even differentiate if they are in UK or they are in Iraq, whether they are in UK or they are in Lagos. They are already saying things like that. Abi? So then they said, no, we need to clean our country. Nigel Farage came out. He became the centerpiece of it. And because there are millions like him, what happened? We got Brexit. And Brexit don't they punish everybody right now that UK is going through the worst financial economic crisis that they are managing so much for the bubble not to burst right now. So the far right are who ensure that we got Brexit a little bit isolated, but they still want to benefit whatever was making them this big prosperous island, UK. Okay? The people, the resources of people, the other people who came in to build this place, right? They still want to enjoy that, but you can't have it both ways. And that is what prompted what I'm about to tell you now. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is changing, and it is changing so fast around us. The comfort places that we call our comfort zones, they may not be comfortable for too long. If you haven't been somebody who love to compare things for real, okay, like, just let's take a look at the last 10 years. A lot of things happen. A lot of, they call it world order or something. A lot of things that force people to change this and that. Far-right politicians popping up here and there. War in Ukraine and then Russia. And so many other things that are still going to pop up. They're going to shape our world in the next 10 years. What if the British passport is not enough anymore? I'm just saying. What if they got so scared? So scared that you begin to encounter paranoia people, right? That are listening to far-right politicians who says immigrants are enemies. Okay? When you look at what is going on in France right now, I'll tell you something, right? From the report, they said there's actually like an intentional something from the government of France to deliberately told the police and some of those who could have bring this under control. They told them not to do anything. I don't know if you have heard that. I heard that. You see people who are breaking into shops, taking cars, bikes, brand new bikes, breaking into police stations, unchallenged, and they are taking all their weapons, and they are shooting on the street and all of that. So some people believe that somehow, it is probably a stage being set for what is still to come. And what does that mean? Let them do all of this so that we can tell the whole world why we made a mistake. And even though we gave you our citizenship, you have our passport, we don't think you are welcome anymore. Sorry. Not now. And if you say it's not going to happen, no, it doesn't work that way. I know. The only thing is that it will happen, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to be gradual, and the victims are not going to be like massive. Of course. Or you see, what if you are those victims too? What if you have to run for your life from a place you've known and settled? They said they are telling the police not to really act. All this burning, all this shooting, all these things that you are witnessing from France, the destruction of all their infrastructure and all of that, they said it is already spreading to Belgium. It's likely going to spread to Italy. The other day at Lampedusa, there's a place called Lampedusa in Italy, not far from Morocco. If you get a boat, you can cross it. Once you cross that water, you are in Italy. People were there. It's summer right now. Everybody's in summer enjoying the bright water view, right? More than 10,000 Africans. Yeah? They invaded that Lampedusa. The video is out there. And the Oyinbo were like, hey, what's going on? I said, so no be bother. They rushed them. So which means, Oyinbo that you know, all these things that you are witnessing and seeing here and there, àwọn Rawaniya, the Rawaniyas are telling me they are not coincidence. So what is the hope? What should Africans do? Well, again, we may not know what this next decade holds for us. But at the same time, if we begin to pay attention, like I have pointed out, a lot of us have so much to make so much difference in Africa. Seriously. But because of who we are, why bother? Why do I have to worry myself? Well, we will likely begin to get worried soon. So, if there is any way that is going to have to be safe for all of us, it will have to be our home, back to where we come from. I don't know if it's going to happen in 10 years, in 20 years. I have a feeling they are up to something. And all it's going to take is for you to hear that they have elected so and so in France. They've elected so and so in the UK. They've elected so and so in Germany. They've elected so and so. And these people believe in this. And like it is, right? From that comfort zone, you may not be comfortable anymore. So if your own investment is to invest in enlightening the people, why they should stop giving power to criminals who are always going to mortgage Africa, including Nigeria, please do. If yours is to invest all you have in ensuring that the spreading tyranny in Africa, including Nigeria, is brought to an abrupt end to save the generation still coming, including yourselves, please do. Or if you sit abroad and continue to enable all these criminals because you are safe, okay, we may not be that comfortable for too long. Something tells me that. That is why I'm going to keep encouraging all of us who are Yorubas especially. Pay attention to what is going on in the Yoruba land. When they say Yoruba Ronu, it simply means take a look at us as we are right now. Those who have taken advantage of us for years, they are still there. Our people have become second class, if not third class citizen in a supposed country of theirs. And that is a fact. Now, if those who have kept us on that, those who have held us down for Nigerian criminals or enterprise to keep raping us, destroying the real future that we have, our people, the generation that will change us, indeed. Again, if you have all that it takes, it is time to pay attention. The last time I told my people, I said, if you are so afraid of returning your investment to Nigeria as it is currently constituted, there are other African places that you can actually begin to see as home. I'm not joking, right? You have all the climate you need. You have all the weather. And somehow, their system and their government is relatively stable. You already made yourself, you already made your money. The West may not be our place for too long. Or we may end up having to pay or prove more to continue to live in these places. Things are changing. And indeed, there are also revolutions going on in Africa too. Whether they're going to see it through or not, we don't know. Yes, the West are beginning to see that, well, there are some generation of leaders popping up in Africa that are ready to challenge the status quo and be treated as equal, not as seconded subordinate or something. Not even subordinate, Something so trashy. We don't know how long that's going to be. We don't know how long the frustration in Europe is going to be controlled. We don't know. And I can tell you, whatever is brewing, we should also begin to look elsewhere at home. Although things may be so confusing right now, they may not be that confusing. All you need to do is to show interest when you are interested. We'll find a way around it. I am saying this to all Africans because you see all this crisis of immigration here and there. Immigrants here and there. All this staged protests here and there. I can tell you for free, they are not coincidences. They are not. They are actually like the prelude. Is that a correct English? Right? That's going to be like the real actions. It doesn't matter. Let's go to Nigeria. A quick one. You have been reading the news of a young girl. Her name, go look for her name. See that beautiful girl. Right. Her name is Masoma. Mercy. Where's that other one? Oh, give me a second. Ejikeme Joy Mesoma. They just did what they call the UTME JAMB. That is the examination that secondary school students sit for to gain access to colleges or universities. Right? Give me a second. It's like something is off. Do we have a problem? Right. Okay. So they have started, and I believe that Facebook have started. They just removed my broadcast for the reason best known to them. They said this contravened their community standard. I don't even know what that means. Okay. So anyway, let's continue our own charts right here on YouTube. So if you are watching on Facebook before and this just disappeared, I hope you join us here. So let's stay here. Now, this young girl was published or declared to have scored the highest UTME score, which simply means she was the best student for their UTME. That was a good news, right? And it became a kind of a sensational news that the young girl got a scholarship. Got scholarship from Inosu Motor, got monetary reward and support from others, right? Then the news just broke and they said the young girl forged her UTME result. It's quite kind of ridiculous. How? Okay, people started digging. Now, as it is, I think I should let you listen to her. I don't know why Facebook removed my video. For some reason, have we said anything wrong tonight? That's what they do. That's what they do to me. Oh, yeah. I haven't showed anything wrong tonight. So here is Joy telling her own story after the news broke that she forged the results. I'm going to add mine, then I'm going to open the line.
I'm the owner of these results. I went to JAMBigot to print these results, and this is what they gave me. This is the result here. So this is my aggregate 362. This is exactly how I printed it. I downloaded it from that site. So they now saying that I forged my results is what I don't know, and I'm traumatized that they accused me of forging my own results. Because I am not capable of this forging results. This is the evidence. Okay, they say that I forged my results. They scanned this QR code there, and it showed another name, a Yoruba name, Omotola Afolabi, 138. And that same person that got 138, they checked again, the person got 338. Meaning that there is problem somewhere. So, and we went to Commissioner of Education office on Friday last week. My principal and the educational secretary of Anglican Girls Secondary School, or Anglican Diocese. So we went there. We showed all these results to Commission of Education, both this one and the SMS they sent to me. And she snapped it and sent to the JAMB official. They called back saying that this is a forged result, that I forged it myself, that the JAMB office don't have the record of this. So they now say that I forged it, and they called the DSS over to come to her office. The DSS, they took us to their office and we made our statements there. And they said they will contact us later, that they are going to investigate these results to know where the source came from. So that's what they said. And instead of them to wait for the investigation to be over, they posted that I forged my results without confirming. So I'm HKMHOM so
Story. There's been discrepancies on that same JAMB portal. It's been like that on that JAMB portal, and it's been fluctuating like that. But they went straight to the media to announce that she forged a result. A lot of people have come back to say, well, there could be an agenda behind that. All right? But we'll wait to see. I don't want to say much because something very strange is what happened. Somebody said because I probably spoke about France. That was why Facebook. I didn't even show anything about France. I didn't even show, you know what I mean? But do you know what Facebook sent to me? For taking down my broadcast. Facebook said, my broadcast, now they said, you can't create live video. You can't create ads. You can't start or join calls. So why this happened? We restricted your account as a safety measure because some of your activity looks like it doesn't follow our rules. Then underneath they said, your post goes against our blah, 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 because I was reported as a dangerous person or organization. Let's see if I can show you. Let's see if my camera can scan that quickly. No, I don't think it can. Sorry. I wish I could show you. They said dangerous individuals and organizations. Who reported my Facebook as dangerous? How am I dangerous? How? Mokuna shall prepare. Now so they be. So I'm going to try and appeal that, and I'm going to ask them to shut it down. You know, we're planning to shut Mayegun's Diary Political Facebook down anyway. Remember that they've restricted the page for over 2 years now. Okay? That's the only thing I've actually seen in my life, where a page doesn't get new followers, but every day, hundreds of thousands are being removed from my page for 2 years. 99% of my followers, they don't even receive notification when I go live on Facebook. Can you believe that? I've got over 500,000 followers on Facebook. Story. Now, by force, you go see 200, 500 people or 800 people watching. That's Facebook. I didn't do anything. Just report. YouTube hasn't done that yet. But at least YouTube will actually allow you to defend yourself. Or, man, dangerous individual, an organization. What does that even mean? Anyway, I'll go make more tea. Okay? And then I'll come back and take calls so that we can have that for the night. I've almost spent 2 hours, by the way. So thank you. If you are still here, we are currently over 3,000 of us on YouTube. So please show that you are here, okay? Like the broadcast. And subscribe. I'm currently running towards 100,000 subscribers. You can take me there and I can ditch Facebook. Now, I have my real Mayegun's Diary Political on Facebook. So I'm going to use that from tomorrow. Okay? So don't go anywhere. If you really want to be part of this, you can call in and also contribute. I am going to go make myself a cup of tea. Thank you. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun. How are you?
I am very well. Thanks for asking. How are you, sir?
Yeah, very good. My name is Steve calling from Canada.
Steve, how are you today, sir?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's been a good job that you are doing, at least for now, that the whole nation seems to be in confusion. That is Nigeria. I believe that you are you are creating some kind of enlightenment, atmosphere for people to know, for those who wants to know.
That's right.
Because there are some people who have made up their mind, they have used iron to seal their heart that they will never want to know the truth. So in the first instance, I want to say that I'm so shocked that people begin to applaud somebody they call the president, that he has hit the ground on, is doing this, doing that. I ask myself, number one, those policies, take for example, the issue of educational loan that he said is signed to law. Was there any assembly or national assembly in place that made that law during his own time? It's what he saw and he just signed it. He didn't even know the implications. Like most of the things he did. I can compare his case to a person like Biden. When Biden started signing presidential order, reversing this. And at the end of the day, where is US now? The inflation we are experiencing today started from US because the man canceled a lot of contract. Like there's something they call the Keystone, contract. Between Canada and US, he cancelled it.
Thousands of expected job at the time just had to go to like that.
Yeah, job loss, yes, and then what I'm trying to say here is this. These people, what they are trying to do is that when you steal something, you will try to make it nice so that you try to do it so that the owner will not recognize it again. And we'll be able doubting that, is it my own or not my own? But At the end of the day, I pray that the man will receive a shocker because there are things you cannot change. You change it. I will tell you a story. There was a time a man's Peugeot 504, saloon, new one was stolen. So the man was so demoralized. And it's okay. One guy now advised him that go and check where they used to stay stolen car somewhere at Ikeja. The guy said, okay, let me. But the guy did something in that car. So what he did was that he opened the roof. He wrote the chassis number. He wrote the name, the address of his house, then the engine number, the plate number. And then he used he called a welder. That welder now welded something to cover it and put the listing there. So by the time this guy saw his car, he said, this is my car now, but they have changed everything. Color, plate number, everything has been changed. Even including the engine and the chassis number, everything has been changed. So this guy said, okay. He said he want to go to, he said he came that he wants to buy a car. He says he want to go home to go and look, get money so that he can pay for the car. So, but he said, can they allow him to drive this car around a little bit? They said, okay, you can drive that, but no problem. So the guy now touched the roof. He saw that thing was still there. It's okay, that is good. So what the guy did was to go and invite the police. So they came. So the police came, you know how Nigerian police behave. Mm-hmm. Okay, you say, I said, this is a stolen car. He said, those guys say, stolen car. They brought out all the papers. Nice one. Match engine, match, chassis.
And everything is there. This is a stolen car.
What do you mean? So the police was like, why did you call us here to embarrass us? And to embarrass yourself? You know that these people have genuine paper, just like INEC is doing now. You have genuine paper, you have everything. So why are you like this? So the man said, can you please allow me one more thing? Can I call a welder that wants to do something for me on this car? Those ones, yes, you are free. God, they don't know where that man hid that thing. So all of a sudden the welder came. The man said, can you help me remove the roof? Those who are watching him, because you know that if it does any damage on the car, he's going to pay. So he now removed them. They said, please, can you help me remove this plate? Remove it. The whole information was there. The police were surprised. And that is how, you saw that little truth have now covered all the lies that these people have told. And that is what is going to happen. That is what is going to happen to Kolu in this election. That all the lies they have been telling now to cover, whatever they are doing, one little truth that is hidden is going to expose them. And that they will not be able to, even the judge, conscience and everything will tell him that no, this thing, there's something you cannot do. That you yourself will look at it that this thing, there is no way. You even tell the man that there is no way this thing can be done. This is just the only way.
I know. Thank you so much, Papa. Let me take another one as well. As
thank you.
We move closer to the night. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, thank you.
So we have another. Let me see. Did I get that? Hello there.
Yes, sir. Hello.
How are you doing? Yes, sir. Papa.
All right. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well. How are you?
Very well. Air Force One again.
Air Force One, Baba.
Yes.
Please.
Yes, sir. All right. So, quick. I think let me start from the SGF. Is it SGF or they call George Akume now? What's his name again?
Which of them?
The comment he made. No, the secretary to the federation.
Oh,
is George, right?
SGF. That's SGF.
Now, so he said something about calling back on the European whatever union or whatever to help them again for elections.
That's right.
Sir, Nigerians are not stupid. We are not stupid people. They deliberately destroy that election process.
They did.
They know what they are doing. Why are they calling back on the European Union for help? To do what? I mean, that kind of is like an insult to Nigerians. Because we Nigerians, we are not stupid. Look at us all over the world where we are. We are very smart people. We know what we are doing. That one is even aside, anyways. But the one that caught my attention tonight most is the thing you said about the West, about the immigration and everything.
Yes, sir.
It's like it's like you just confirmed something that I've been thinking about. Like you just kind of validate something. Like there's someone else also thinking in this direction, okay? Like because since the presidency of Donald Trump, okay,
Yes, sir.
I've been seeing the sign. I've been seeing the sign that one day, this table will turn around.
It's about policy.
Oh, yes.
Once this politician gets in, they will just change the whole thing, and you'll just be like, is this actually happening? Of course it's happening.
Most of our people here in the West, maybe abroad, UK, whatever, our mindset is that, oh, don't do anything in Nigeria, don't do anything there because this is where you wake up, this is where you sleep, this is where you work, this is where you do everything. Just don't bother about whatever that goes on there. But this was sometimes last year. Sometimes last year, I started having a rethink. And I started buying lands in Nigeria. Because, and when I told people, they said, I said, guys, one day, something can happen. They're going to tell us to go back. Yeah.
And they will do it in a way that even the shock will not leave some people because they will be like, I don't believe this is happening. I mean, I have been seeing the rhetorics around this now.
If they'll be nice enough to take our possession, that's whatever we have acquired, that would be great. But hey, like I said, what you said tonight, if anybody is listening attentively and he listen abroad, you start thinking twice. I'm telling you so.
If you have the wherewithal, you have what it takes, it's actually the real time to begin to look back now.
Yeah.
That's the advice.
Don't have all your eggs in one basket.
At least.
Yeah.
God bless you, Baba. Thank you so much. I'll take another one here. I have another caller, and I don't know if I got. Okay, I got it. Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mayego.
Baba.
Got it. I agree. My name Ike, calling from UK.
Ike.